It's the big bad New England Patriots. Tom Brady is not a member of the Patriots for the first time in 2 decades. So this is something that is a huge deal in the court of public opinion. Next sentence. Cam Newton does not move the meter at all for the 2020 New England Patriots. Cam Newton over the last 2 years has proven that he is a shell of his former self. He is absolutely shocked. He's now 31 years old. In his last 8 starts, he has as many wins as me. That's a problem. Winless in his last 8 starts, 9 touchdowns against 10 interceptions. For those who say, well, you can't judge a quarterback by wins and losses, which I don't subscribe to, he has more interceptions than touchdowns. Oh, by the way, you want to say, well, he's more of a running quarterback? 0 rushing touchdowns in those games, 18 rushing yards per game. That is obviously not what we remember when you start talking about Cam Newton, NFL MVP, a brilliant, physical, speedy runner for all those years, scoring touchdowns, breaking ankles, trucking linebackers and safeties for the Carolina Panthers. Now, for the sake of perspective, obviously Cam Newton injured the last 2 years. He had a major shoulder injury. He had a foot injury. Well, I don't use that as an excuse. I use that in terms of he's 31 years old, not the player that he was. And by the way, 2 major injuries. So Cam Newton is officially a health risk, which is why, thus, he was on the streets the week going into July 4th. There's a reason why the Chargers said, we don't need Cam Newton. There's a reason why Ron Rivera, who had him in Carolina, he didn't bring him into Washington. Instead, he brought in Kyle Allen. There's a reason why Matt Rule walked into Carolina and said, I need to get rid of Cam Newton. I don't need someone who is bigger than the team. And he signed Teddy Bridgewater. And boy, I am fascinated to see that Bill Belichick-Cam Newton relationship. Cam takes to Instagram on Sunday night saying, going to New England, content coming. Boy, Bill Belichick is going to be all sorts of fired up that there's content coming from Cam Newton on social media. I'm sure that's going to make Coach Belichick's day. Look, this does not impact the wins and losses in any way, shape, or form for the New England Patriots this season. This does not move the meter in any way, shape, or form for New England. I thought they were one of the worst teams in the NFL. Before this, I still think they're one of the worst teams in the NFL. They lost Tom Brady. Gronk is going to catch passes for Tom Brady in Tampa Bay this year. Still have the same issues at running back, same issues, lack of depth and overall talent at wide receiver. They don't have an experienced tight end at the NFL level. You know, this team lost Kyle Van Noy on defense, Jamie Collins on defense, and I don't think the New England Patriots are very good at all. And I think that you look at Jarrett Stidham, and you look at Brian Hoyer, and you look at Cam Newton, they're basically in the same category if you're ranking quarterbacks for 2020. And remember, the Patriots were supposedly in love with Jarrett Stidham. I still think Stidham is the leader in the clubhouse when it comes to starting for New England this season. Make no mistake, this is a 1-year incentive-laden deal for Cam Newton. There is not a guarantee that he is going to even make the club. We're talking about a quarterback in Cam Newton who, let's be honest here, can't hit the broadside of a barn, okay? You know, they needed depth at quarterback with Stidham and Hoyer, one of the worst quarterback rooms in the league, and they bring in Cam Newton. It's a smart, intelligent flyer. But if you look at Cam Newton and his completion percentage since entering the league in 2011, for quarterbacks that have thrown a minimum of 1,300 passes, he is 34th in completion percentage. I don't think Josh McDaniels or Bill Belichick going to love that. By the way, some of the names in the same category, Cam is 34th. Blake Bortles is 35. Brian Hoyer is 36. Mark Sanchez, 37. Blaine Gabbert, 38. And this also hits home how the Patriots boxed the quarterback position all offseason. Jarrett Stidham is Jarrett Stidham. You know, a lot of people liked him in college. You know, we're talking about a 4th-round pick. You know, I still think he's going to end up being the guy. Brian Hoyer, nice guy. You don't want him anywhere near your starting quarterback position. Legit backup quarterback. He knows the system. Belichick loves him, and, you know, McDaniels loves him. but they should have signed Jameis Winston. If they were going to sign a backup quarterback with starting potential, a former number 1 overall pick, we said Jameis Winston, McDaniels and Belichick, they would have coached those interceptions out of him. Listen, the guy did throw for over 30 touchdowns last year. We begged them to sign Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton, better quarterback than Cam Newton. Healthier quarterback than Cam Newton. Heck, we begged them to trade for Derek Carr. We begged them to sign Teddy Bridgewater. At the end of June, signing Cam Newton, that's also an admission by the Patriots. We botched this whole thing at the quarterback position. It's like they wanted to say, we're cool, Tom's going to leave, and we'll roll with Jarrett Stidham. Then they realized, about a month before training camp starts, we're about to roll with Jarrett Stidham and Brian Hoyer a heartbeat away. Don't overreact to the news with Cam Newton going to New England. Make no mistake, the AFC East is still all about the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills will win the division by 3 or 4 games. The Buffalo Bills are loaded. The Bills have a better defense than New England. That defense for the Buffalo Bills, absolutely incredible. Josh Allen is a great quarterback who's going to become even better in year number 3. Stephon Diggs and Brown and Beasley at the wide receiver position. Josh Allen is better than Cam Newton. Sam Darnold is light years better than Cam Newton. Again, we're talking about the 2020 season. Sam Darnold's a star. He is going to dominate this year. I would much rather have Sam Darnold than Cam Newton. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Sam Darnold is the best quarterback in the AFC East. Josh Allen's number 2. Allen with the Bills win total. Receivers around him will be a dark horse candidate. We've talked about it for NFL MVP. Heck, I would take Tua Tagovailoa over Cam Newton for this upcoming season. I really think when it's all said and done, this is a tremendous headline. This is amazing for us in the opinion business. Oh, by the way, did you see that the New England Patriots got docked a 3rd-round draft pick for videotaping? Yeah, Jason La Canfora, our NFL insider, was all over that. By the way, nobody's talking about it because they signed Cam Newton. Big name, big headline, not big in any way, shape, or form in terms of the win total for the 2020 New England Patriots. New England is still going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL, signing a 31-year-old quarterback, 0-8 in his last 8 starts, with 2 major injuries over the last 2 seasons. That's not going to change anything for the Patriots.